Welcome to Living in Grace. We're looking at Romans, and we heard yesterday in Romans 15, 1 through 3, that we need to help one another and to build up one another and encourage each other. And here's a great way you're going to find in verse 4 how the Word of God is designed to do this. That's why we should always make sure we share the Word and we sow the Word. And we'll teach on that more in the upcoming weeks, especially as we look at some of the parables that Jesus taught on that very principle. But Romans 15 verse 4 teaches us this: for everything that was written in the past was written to teach us. Now that's important because verse 3, it says, for even Christ did not please himself, but as it is written. So what they do, he quotes here the Old Testament passage, and he quotes a verse in Psalms, and there it says, so it was written. And that reminds me that when Jesus was undergoing the temptation of Satan, and Satan was trying to get Jesus to stumble, Jesus always responded with a phrase, it is written. He always answered with the Word of God. He always defended with the Word of God. And that was the weapon that he chose to fight with, that we must understand it's the weapon that we need. That's why it says in Ephesians 6:17, the Word of God, which is the sword of the Spirit. That's why it says in Hebrews 4:12, the Word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword. It pierces through bone and marrow and soul and spirit, and it judges the attitudes and the intent of the heart. That's Hebrews 4 verse 12. So here, I cannot stress for us the importance to have the Word of God in our hearts. That's why it says in Psalm 119, I believe in verse 11, I have hidden your word in my heart that I will not sin against you. So, beloved, we need to get the Word. The Word of God is what we need to feed on. And why, though? For everything was written in the past, was written to teach us. Was written to teach us. So that through the endurance and the encouragement of the Scriptures, we might have hope. But first of all, I want you to hear this. The Word of God is written. It was written to teach us. It was written to teach us what to do, to teach us how to live, to teach us how to respond. I want you to come back tomorrow because we're going to dig more into Romans 15 verse 4 on the power of the Word of God.